I hate White Claw.
Yeah.
Oh, so gross. I don't know how the children work this, sir. I'm wearing the button up.
You're wearing the button
I'm
up
wearing the
today.
button up. I feel like a dad.
You look
I'm an
like
uncle.
a dad.
I feel like an uncle.
You look like a dad.
If you show up at the family reunion, you'll see me in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm by the fridge.
Drinking Heineken.
Anyways, go ahead.
Anyway, so I think today.
Oh, topic.
Ooh.
Topic. I didn't have that last time.
Yeah, we have a topic today.
We have a topic.
Yeah, no topic. So I know that we've addressed before that we didn't really hang out a whole lot in high school.
No, we did not.
So I think we should just kind of talk about what we did in high school, because like we
Yeah.
because we did a lot of really, really different things
We
when we were
did.
in high school.
We basically just split off into two very different groups, which is interesting. It's because that's
Yeah.
how high school works.
yeah,
There's so many different groups and like
it's just
just different ways, different avenues, and
Yeah.
different. It's so interesting to think about.
yeah.
Boy, I got burps. Hold on.
That's
Yes.
that's a White Claw for you.
Yeah, that's the White Claw. That's me being a dad. There it is.
Excuse me.
There it is. Yes.
Yes, I'm drinking Red Bull. Please sponsor me, Red Bull.
Please. No, don't. Well, yes. No. If I'm so conflicted. You know I'm trying to quit, but I love Red Bull.
I know.
I'm sitting here watching a Coke addict take Coke in front of me. I'm freaking out.
I'm sorry. Do you want me to put it away?
No, just keep drinking it, Zach, because
Okay.
it's a good drink.
It is a good drink. It's
a good
very
drink.
caffeinated.
Very caffeinated. Honestly, I would be down for a sponsorship. I'm joking. About not having one. I would love to have a sponsorship. Red Bull Gaming? Red Bull? Let's do this shit. So-
anyways,
Anyways.
so I think we should just kind of sit down and talk about all the weird random things that we did in high school, because I did
Okay.
a bunch of like really
You mean like a classes or?
like
like-
classes and like extracurricular
Oh,
activities.
yeah, for sure.
Because I did a lot of stuff in
That
high
you
school.
did. Yeah, I know you did a lot of stuff. I played character B in high school. I played no main role. I was just a high schooler.
Yeah.
I was just another one.
Yeah, you were just like
I was a mob character.
you were an NPC in someone else's mainline story.
It was interesting for me because I was actually so I say this I've excuse me, I've said this a lot in my streams and stuff, but in high school I was a very how do you put it? I mean, we were all kind of like we're in this weird like limbo of like where do we belong? Who are we? What group do we belong? What clique and that type of stuff, right?
Right.
All high schoolers do it.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
natural. It's whatever. Even if you don't want to admit it, we do that. And if you're in high school, you're like, I don't care. You'll look back and you're like, oh shit, I did care. It's
Yeah.
just what we did, and it's okay. It's whatever. It's just high school hierarchy stuff, which
Yeah.
is fun because this book that I have with me that I have not cracked yet is called Oregaru, or that's the short version, or My Youth Romantic Comedy is wrong as I expected. This is a series that I actually might, because it has been a while since I've gotten you to watch anime.
Yes,
but, I
it
mean, we've
has.
been very busy, but we'll get back to it. I promise. I will make him get back to it. But
Yes.
the reason why I bring up this story, a lot of you are familiar with Oregaru, this series, but if you're not, it's about this guy, Hachiman, who's I think he's right here. Yeah, he's right here. Oh, you can't see him on the frame. Yeah, he's in the background. You can kind of see him. He basically just doesn't like the way that schools are run, like the hierarchy and stuff. And he's like, I don't know, this shit fucking sucks.
Right.
This is bullshit. But it's a whole like rom-com type of. It's very interesting because it's like you watch it and you watch this guy because he's very like gloomy, self-deprecating type of guy, and
So me, basically.
yeah, if you were emo,
So me in high school.
you weren't emo in high school. I've seen you. Okay,
Uh,
okay. Well, if you watch him, you'll know. Maybe not so much because it's obviously a little exaggerated for the show, right?
Right.
Right. So, but no. First of all, with that being said, top 5 MC for me, bro. Maybe I'll say it, top 3. He's a top 3 for me.
Fuck yeah.
Top 3 MC. Shout out to Hachiman. So it's very interesting because he despite him disliking like others and being antisocial and all that type of stuff, someone is sawing something in the back. There's always something happening back there. outside.
I swear, it's like every time we decide that we're gonna like do it live, it's just like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go and
I'm just gonna saw some fucking wood. Fuck it.
yeah, I'm gonna go trim my hedges with a fucking chainsaw.
Pure diesel, brother. The mics might not even pick it up. That's the worst part. I don't even know. I haven't heard it yet. I don't know if the mics picked it up. So, frankly, people would just be like, "What are they?"
Yeah,
what?
we're just gonna sound straight up schizophrenic.
No, but anyways, I'll get you to watch it because I think you'll enjoy it. But
Okay.
it's like I love this show a lot because it's not the typical rom-com funny type of deal. It's like very thinky, because all the things that happen aren't very exaggerated, so it really feels very homey.
Yeah.
You know, like it feels. I mean, obviously it is a little bit it is exaggerated, but not like, oh, the school caught on fire up. You know that. You know, right? It's very high schooly. You know, so I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been watching as much anime, but I have been kind of diving into like the anime man and like those types of types of YouTubers.
No way. That's cool. Have you been listening to a Trash Taste podcast?
I have not. I definitely will though. In my
a lot
free
of
time.
people have called this show the Walmart Trash Taste.
I mean, true. But
true. That's true. That's
Yeah,
true. Here's the
but-
thing, though, Zach. The difference between this show and that show is one, the sub count. No, I'm just kidding. But also two, I feel like we. So I listened to it,
Okay.
and I'm getting caught up right now because I work for one company, but in my real person job, I work for one company, but there's two different. Like there's a store and there's a warehouse, so I work both.
Right.
But at the warehouse, I'm allowed to listen to music,
Okay.
and I did that. And frankly, I don't think I need to tell you or anybody, but I love music.
Right.
Right? I feel like that's
Self-explanatory.
yeah, at this point, right? If
Yeah.
you know me,
Right.
but I can listen to so many playlists so many times, Zach. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I love music, Zach. I do, but for like 6 to 8 hours straight of the same playlist,
Right.
even if I add songs, I'm just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to skip through the old stuff to get to the new stuff.
Even then,
Yeah, even then.
you know, so basically I got into this weird thing of like, even in the beginning, it was kind of like I didn't really care, and I was just on my phone, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just be on my phone. But even that, bro, I would say same thing. You can, believe it or not, you can only be on your phone for so long.
Right.
Like I am a power user.
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm through and through. I'm probably one of the people that can justify buying a flagship phone. I don't. I just have this base iPhone 11. But if you guys know anything about iPhone 11s, whether it's the Pro or the Pro Max, nothing is different other than the camera and the screen. So I have just iPhone 11. I'm chilling. But I'm the type of person who would totally buy like an S20 Ultra.
Yeah.
Just for the power, because how much you see me, I'm always on my phone. I need to be in contact with people, and I'm always DMing and talking in, you know, important group chat. You know, that's just what I do.
Yeah,
That's the thing I
exactly.
do. So I am the type of person who would always be on my phone. But to be on your phone for 8 hours
Straight.
sometimes there's nothing happening in between. Sometimes I'm just like, Zach, my Twitter timeline only goes so long before I start seeing the same thing.
Which is impressive because like your Twitter timeline is just absolute chaos compared to like mine or like my Instagram timeline or like any social media that I have.
Well, I follow like 900 people or so. About about a third of them being people I follow like in the community area, and then 2/3 being anime artists.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't follow anybody from that community anymore because I don't like seeing it on my timeline.
Yeah.
It's like having an MW2 lobby in your timeline all the time, Zach.
Yeah, you know,
It's not fun.
No.
I'd rather just see anime titties. If I had to pick, would you not?
Oh, okay,
If you had to pick,
If I had to pick
if
between the
you had to
two,
pick between people, you know, telling people to obtain diseases versus some massive badonkalonkers.
Congolodongas?
Congolabongers. Would you not?
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, I'm exaggerating. It's not always like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love how this just tangented away.
We're talking about school, Zach.
Yeah, we were talking about school.
So what I'm trying to get at is what was I getting at, actually? I don't even remember.
You were talking about how people compared us to...
Oh, yeah, and I was talking about the show.
Yeah.
And then how, high school, just going different, the hierarchies and finding where you fit into high school, the hierarchy.
Right.
That's always been this, like, weird... Because it doesn't exist, right? And now that we're older, that thing doesn't exist. There isn't a hierarchy, so how are you going to fit something in that doesn't exist?
Exactly. Yeah, there's just this kind of power dynamic that isn't real, but like the people around you are trying to convince you that this is a thing that actually happens. And like, you know, when you get out of high school and then you watch movies of people while they're supposedly in high school, it's like the most cringy shit ever. Because it's like, you know, when we were younger, when we were watching like High School Musical.
Oh God, don't! I knew you were going to say it. I just really didn't want you to say it, but you went out and said it. So go ahead and finish, Zach.
You know, you kind of thought, well, not just about them spontaneously breaking into songs.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I went into high school and like, why isn't anybody just fucking singing?
No, it wasn't.
Where's the flash mobs?
It wasn't just that though. It was like the way that people interacted with each other.
Yeah.
You know, we expected it to be so much different, and then we got there, and then it was just a bunch of little assholes running around, just like being assholes, and it's just like, okay, cool. Well,
yeah, but we didn't know that.
Yeah, we didn't know
that. You know,
and also like, you know, the things that we thought were so important when we were in high school are just so meaningless now.
The blue bubbles.
The blue bubbles.
The blue bubble. You have an Android?
Oh, R.I.P. audio listeners.
No, the audio listeners are those people who criticize Android users. Those are the audio listeners, and they deserved that clip.
That's what you get.
No, but yeah, it didn't exist, but we really thought it did. So we tried to find ourselves into different, you know, it's hard to say that it doesn't exist when there are those jocks and those popular people and those nerds and those goths and, you know,
and the band nerds.
They
like me.
Those exist. So
yeah.
I mean, those exist, and then I assume movies are made of it to exaggerate it, and then it proceeded to exist. They proceeded to like boost each other up in existence. So it's hard to believe that hierarchy didn't exist when these cliques exist, right?
Yeah.
So it was very strange for me because I always never was able to find myself in the group, in the specific group. I just hung out with everybody. I hung out with the jocks, the popular people, the nerds, the band nerds. Not as much as the band nerds. I unfortunately didn't talk to them as much. Otherwise, I would have talked to you more.
Yeah,
but
I know.
but in general, I mean, I still did every now and then. So
yeah.
So you can see, I was the group hopper. I was that guy.
Yeah, I was definitely pretty similar to that because, you know, most of the time I ended up spending time with people who were in band or a lot of the drama kids because they kind of like intertwined with each other a lot, and I would find myself, you know, working on musicals, being in the band for them.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, you were in band.
Yes,
you were in band for high school, as well as like college and musical stuff. But for high school, yes, you're in band.
Yeah, yeah, and so I was, I was in high school. What? I was in band.
You were?
I was.
You were?
What? Yeah, so I was in band in middle school and high school, and so I ended up going into high school knowing quite a bit of people. Interesting thing, I actually wasn't planning on being in band when I went into my freshman year of high school.
Really?
Yeah, so I signed up for all my classes and I didn't put a band class in because I was convinced that I was just going to get bullied more in high school than I was in middle school about being like a band nerd.
Yeah.
And so I went to my first day of school, and then immediately after my first day, I went to my counselor and changed my schedule and was put into band just because I hated being in school without having any type of music class or anything like that.
Right.
And so, that was a lie. That was a bold-faced lie that I told to myself, that I was going to get bullied and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Because honestly, me being in music classes in high school really just gave me more opportunities to go out and do a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't have been able to do.
For sure. And you're safe to assume that that's going to happen, because I mean that is the thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't happen. I think. Now I don't want to talk about bullying. That's definitely not a topic. Maybe if a couple episodes. Maybe we'll more episodes deep. Maybe we do. But in our school, in our high school that we went to, there was, but not as much as you might see from other schools.
Yeah.
From not as close from movies or documentaries. There was obviously. I'm not gonna say there wasn't, because that would be ignorant. But
right.
It wasn't. It definitely wasn't as bad. So I think that definitely helped. But oh man, our school was very strange.
Yeah.
It really, thinking back, is thinking of how a quote unquote normal high school might operate.
Ours was so weird.
Ours was so weird.
It was like, it was funny because there wasn't as much of the bullying happening, but there was a lot of violence.
There was, dude. The fights.
Oh my gosh, dude.
There weren't a lot of fights, but the fights were always just brutal and massive. Yeah. Like there was teachers involved, cops involved.
People got expelled, suspended, went to juvie. Yeah, dude, I remember.
Dude, what was wrong with our school? We're like the wild card school.
Yeah.
What happened with? Oh my gosh,
dude. Okay, so it's so funny because I ended up hanging out with a lot of the people who would get into those types of fights, but I would never be there for the fights themselves. I went through all 4 years of high school, and I never saw one.
I was too. I'm not gonna say any names, of course, but we both know.
Yeah,
we both know those who were the ones that were, whether they were engaging it or were a part of it. We both know them. But man, I think about this a lot. But like obviously, the fighting and the stuff is bad. But the reason why we were cool with them is because they were cool people.
Yeah,
that was the weirdest dynamic for me, to go into high school and realize there were people like this, like the classic jock, or maybe not even jock, but like those type of. Not bully, but the ones that initiate the fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you hang out with them, and they're like super cool and down to earth, and they care about like weird shit like nature and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you meet people on the other end of the spectrum where they're just assholes, and you sit there and think, you deserved to get your shit rocked. Yeah, let's be real for a second.
Usually because the people we hung out with, if they initiated the fight, it was for a reason, because they deserved to get their shit rocked.
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah, like I remember one of the big ones at our high school was because one of the guys who we were friends with, he found out that some guy was hitting his girlfriend. And so originally it was supposed to be between these two people, and then people ended up finding out, and friends of friends and all that kind of stuff. And it turned into literally a 10v10 brawl. Like, I'm not even joking. This was our freshman year. This is why we got
that was the fight, huh?
That was the fight.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to figure out, because I actually don't know the backstories of any of the major fights.
I know some of them.
I don't know any of them. So I just knew, so that basically we used to have hour-long lunches.
Yeah.
And then our year came in, our freshman year, ruined it for all the juniors, sophomore, and seniors, and had a fucking mosh pit. Basically.
That's literally not even an exaggeration.
No,
either.
there was just, I wasn't there for it either, but I had all my friends were there. We had friends in that mosh pit.
Yeah.
It was gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah, and
and then they split the lunches in half, and now there are 2 different lunches, 30 minutes each. We ruined it, Zach.
Yeah, we ruined it.
Our class ruined it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I heard it was going to be something that they were thinking about anyways, and then we just kind of set it off.
You know what I think it was? I think it was because there were some teachers that were switching between our school and the neighboring school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to use the names of our schools just for reasons.
We already have, but you can just not. It's
fine. And so we had teachers that were going back and forth, and for their schedules to line up, our lunches had to match theirs.
Oh,
And so I
see.
think it was going to happen anyways, but the concept of us having a brawl with a bunch of freshmen and just having all of that shit go down and then the lunches change immediately afterwards, like that was hilarious.
We were definitely like a massive spark into the already starting fire.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I remember later on in that same year when I think it was because of a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
We had well, not we, but like our class had a lot to do with it. And I remember some of the people who I used to hang out with who weren't really the best influences on me, they used to go and smoke pot in their cars during lunch. And then people weren't allowed to go into the parking lot anymore. And then,
right.
you know, all of that kind of stuff. But the fights, dude, like I still have a video on my phone of a fight that I wasn't there for, but I saw like the video and I got sent the video and I still have it.
How many fights have you witnessed in our school?
None.
No, you haven't seen any of them?
No.
Wow. I've seen 2. I think 3, but I'm only remembering 2. So there was one in my freshman year, and it was girls. You might remember this one.
I think I've seen some of the girls fighting.
So the one I'm talking about, I don't remember their names. Not that I would say them on camera, anyways. But I don't remember what they were. But they were. It was in the front, outside the front entrance, because that's where I hung out around. Apparently,
right.
As I'm realizing, I was always in the front. But
yeah.
So it was outside, right in the front door, and what happened? Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember what happened. I can't. Like I said, I don't know the backstories of anything because, frankly, I was not. Well, I didn't care.
Yeah.
And then also, I wasn't in the space to hear it through the grapevine because I was group hopping and I was, frankly, kind of anti-socially nerdy, right? So I wasn't really too intertwined with the popular crowd, so I don't really know what's going on. Not that I even fucking cared, to be honest.
Yeah.
So all I know is that I'm just hanging out with some buddies in the front, and then there's some yelling, and we're like, well, okay, relax. And then we hear and they calling each other bitches, and we're like, okay. Well, we're gonna watch now. And then they move out of the way. It's funny. It's like I was like watching this. They were okay to get a reference. Me and my friend group, like, we're right here, and they're all the way over like there, like
right
20 feet that way. They leave their group, kind of yelling at each other. So like they're coming in like this, just yelling at each other, getting closer to us, and now they're right here.
Oh God!
I'm serious. They're right here, and we're like, should we move? And then they start scrapping, and we're like, oh God! And we're like, should we move? But it was really funny, so we just stayed and watched.
You know, the thing that I've noticed over the years of like being older and understanding those situations a little bit better, like somebody should have stopped them.
Somebody should. No, they really should. Well, it's hard, dude. You can't, because obviously now I'm like, why didn't I really should have, but it's high school. It's just so different, you know?
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, are you going to be that guy, that hero, the movie guy, the cringy movie? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously it's the right thing to do, but it's so hard to justify that when you're a pubescent, you know, going through puberty, high school. If I stop this fight, am I going to be looked down upon by the cool people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's way too many factors, and that's why I hate it so much, because the right thing to do would be to stop the fight. And that's what happened. You know, the teachers came out because they know. They're like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm like that too. If I seen some like kids start scrapping, I'm like, God fucking really? Right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Right
exactly.
now, really? You know what I mean? But when you're of that age, in that school, you know, trying to get this imaginary validation from all these other kids that don't care.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that. It's hard to stop them.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to.
It is impossible. Nobody did it.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, the people who were filming the fights, I mean, I'm glad that I got a video or two of those fights, but at the same time, like, they're like, don't film it.
You say that, but it's hard, Zach.
It's hard not
you
to.
You can't not. As a person in the moment of time.
Yeah.
You know, the adrenaline's going, oh gosh, they're fighting. They're fighting right now. Oh. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you're in that age group. You're like, what do I do? You're panicking.
Right.
No 14 to 18-year-old kid in high school can do anything rational when they're panicking.
Right.
No way. I refuse to believe anybody is mature enough to do so. They're going to panic, whether they pull their phone out or what. They can't. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way. Nobody would even tell a teacher. The teacher has to find it.
Yeah.
There might be, but in general, in my experience so far, nobody did it. Teacher came and broke it up. Well, I mean, to be fair, there was just teachers everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard. You can't.
Yeah.
Not when you're a high schooler. There's too many factors.
Right.
Imaginary factors, that is, but factors.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely becomes very problematic, especially when you're talking about like all of those people who are afraid that they're going to end up getting beat up because they decided that they wanted to stop a fight that they didn't have a part in.
Yeah, that's also tough too, because, you know, I mean, I wouldn't want to get socked accidentally too, right?
Yeah.
You know, nobody does. So
weird stuff, man.
Weird stuff. Like what?
I don't know.
What do you do? What do you do? You know, you can't do anything. You just have to let it happen. But anyways, another fight I witnessed. So obviously I didn't witness that big fight we're talking about, the mosh pit fight.
Yeah.
Which I think a cop got hit, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, a cop got hit.
A cop got hit in the face.
It was the sheriff, right? Not a cop.
Oh yeah.
I think so. I'm guessing. I'm not sure.
One of the people who worked at the school as an officer.
Yeah.
So they're police officers, but they're like more.
Yeah. They're more like beefed up security guards,
basically.
But obviously, I'm not discrediting them. They do work. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But one of them got smacked or whatever.
Yeah, one of them got hit in the
altercation, and yeah, that also, you know, obviously,
bad news.
No matter what, sheriff, you hit one, you know, that things are gonna happen, right?
Yeah,
there's consequences.
Bad things are gonna happen.
I'm surprised though, because I think none of them got expelled. All right.
I don't think so.
Because I know my friends who were in that mosh pit, they didn't get expelled.
Yeah.
They got suspended. I don't know about the other people. I don't even know all the people that were in the mosh pit other than my friends.
I mean, yeah, I don't really know who all was involved.
I don't think anybody got suspended or expelled. I
don't think so either. I think
our school's so fucking weird, dude. They all should have been expelled in retrospect.
Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe not expelled. I don't know. You know, it's tough. How do you
define that?
How do you justify being expelled? Because obviously, you know, if you do something outrageous, I don't want to say anything but you can picture already.
Right.
You know, then you deserve to be expelled. But a freshman, you know, got into some fights.
Yeah.
Like, does that deserve an expel? No.
I mean, if they're defending themselves, then they shouldn't be expelled.
Yeah.
And I mean that's where the line starts to get blurred, because it really depends on who started it and who got involved at what point. Because it was originally between 2 people, and then 2 people turned into 4 people, 4 people turned into 8 people.
Okay.
And then, you know, next thing you know, it's a 20-person mosh pit right in front of the school, and it's just like absolute chaos.
Well,
so
I think it was in the back of the school, right? Not back, but it was by the 800 building, I think, right?
I thought it was over like in front of the 400 building.
I don't think so. I think no, because it's very vivid, but I remember seeing a video of where it was at, and I believe it was outside the 800 building. Anyways, not that anybody knows what that. The music's back. It's like steel drums. What is happening? It's like,
I don't know.
It's like Finding Nemo, Lilo and Stitch, Little Mermaid type shit going on outside.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do people just bop to that stuff?
I guess.
I mean, they're bops, but is that something that you just throw on in the car?
I don't know.
You driving to work, listen to Little Mermaid?
No.
I mean, Disney bangers are bangers, but is that really is that a car bop? Is that a car bop?
I don't know if that's a car bop unless they have little children's. Then I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah, I guess.
But anyways, to go back to what we were talking about, it becomes very difficult to decide what the correct course of action would be in that situation, because imagine well, let's not use the guy beating up his girlfriend type thing, because like that's fucked up. He deserved to get his shit rocked. Don't do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't do that. You deserve to go to jail. Anyways, but if you're just kind of hanging out and some guy is trying to like fight you and he starts throwing punches at you, obviously you're going to defend yourself.
Yes.
And so I don't think that you should get like school repercussions for that. But
no, not at all.
But if you're some person who's just swinging on random people and just like trying to stir up a bunch of shit, then I think, a slap on the wrist isn't going to be enough for that.
No, not at all.
But yeah, it just gets really weird, especially when you talk about in high school. Like, with the power of hindsight, obviously we know what the right and wrong
but
thing
that's what
to
I'm
do
saying.
Is. Yeah.
It's hard. We couldn't make that distinction back then. Nobody could.
Yeah, exactly.
Even like the most mature people that I knew in high school couldn't do that.
Exactly.
There's no... Like I said, kids will be kids.
Yeah, kids will be kids.
They're still kids, They're teenagers, but they're shittier kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, they're kids that are hit with this weird puberty thing.
Yeah, they're basically kids that are bigger now, and they can inflict some damage if they need to or if they want to.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to, but kids will be kids. So it's hard to. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like before, where I was talking about, like the faster that you can mature, not necessarily be an adult, but understand adult things like the value of money, for example, and the life of another person, right, and the value they have with their family and stuff,
Right.
But the sooner you can understand that, and I am grateful that the way that I was raised, I was able to do that. I was able to be that, even though I was still kind of a, I was still not going to be the kid to stop the fight, but I at least valued that. Like the thing, I valued things that people around my age range wouldn't. So I'm thankful for the way I was raised for that. But because of that, the sooner that you can be able to do that, the better you'll be getting out of high school, or even just go throughout high school.
Yeah.
So any kids watching in high school, going to high school, use your brain. Think rationally. Think with your brain.
Use the big thinkies.
Use the noggin, bro.
Yeah.
Like. I know we're boomer talk. I know, I understand. But the reason why boomer talk exists is because we're trying, like our parents and their parents are trying so hard to make sure that their kids just get instilled on the things that we messed up on.
Right.
The last thing you want is for your kid to make the same mistake that you made, And that's why we have these boomer talks, because I really, as someone who was...
You were raised differently from a lot of different people.
Everybody was raised differently from a lot of different people.
Yeah, exactly. And so if there's some information, if there are some lessons that you learned over the years that you can instill on other people that would help them be a better person or help them grow, I don't see anything wrong with that. And that's why, I kind of like having these boomer talks, because like, both of us have been out of high school for almost 3 years, and that still makes us really young in the grand scheme of things. But, when you talk about the people who could be potentially watching this, who are going through the types of things that we've gone through before, or, they're struggling with things that we've both struggled with, there are a lot of things that I just want to make sure that people know that I didn't know when I was going through those types of things. But, even
the only way I can... Kids will be kids.
Yeah.
They're not going to listen.
Right.
They're not going to listen to their parents. They're not going to listen to us, So the only way I can do it is the same way I talked about how much I love marketing. You keep fucking saying it. You keep saying it over and 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 over again, Zach.
Right.
Until that thing happens and they're like, he did say that, didn't he?
Yeah.
That Arthur guy, that Anuki guy, that Zach guy, my dad, my mom, my grandpa, they said that, didn't they?
Yeah.
In this situation that I'm in right now, they said something that aligns with this situation. Maybe, at least, I'll consider what they said. At least.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, even just planting that little seed in somebody's mind of like, maybe this is a way that I should do things, or maybe this is a way that would make my life a little bit easier, or I could benefit from these certain things that the us two freaking baby boomers are talking about.
Yeah. But like, or even at least take what we're saying into consideration and then use it to influence what you're thinking now.
Yeah.
So maybe not obviously do exactly what we say. I'm not going to say that.
No, never. Don't do exactly what
Don't
we
do
tell
exactly.
You to do. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if I'm telling you to like not kill people, then I would hope that you don't kill people. But you know what I mean, right? If I'm giving general advice on something that may be used onto something that's specific, so take what I'm saying and then use it to influence things that you can do. Because if I can only give general advice, but if something very specific in particular happens, obviously that general advice can be used in multiple ways. So use that with your rational thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm wise, or that, I know all of the keys to life or anything like that. Obviously,
but we have that experience,
Yeah,
we still
exactly.
did. And we've had time for it to mature.
Right.
And we've had time to think about it. So I think in that sense, we're not maybe not some like the wise old man in the movies and stuff, but
right.
We actually have the experience to have some backbone into the advice that we have.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially when we're talking about people in the high school age or even younger than that, that is something that you and I went through, and we went through recently. And so, when you talk to somebody who is in their 50s and they're talking about their experience in high school, obviously going to high school in like the 80s is going to be entirely different from going through high school now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there are certain things that we could talk about when it comes to high school that would be a little bit more applicable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, we already talked about generational gaps and stuff like that, like how things, like we said, how vocabulary changed from when we were in school from where we are now. But if that's the case, then I won't give advice on that.
Yeah.
I'll give advice on the things that I know are applicable.
Yeah.
So.
And I guess that kind of involves us, as the cool kids would say, staying woke. Oh man. But
at least say it naturally.
As the cool kids
say.
No. Yeah. No, but trying to make sure that the things that we're trying to tell people is relevant, mm-hmm. and is not bullshit. Because if you just sit there and try to spew a bunch of philosophical bullshit and people actually listen to you, then
exactly. You really need to have that experience and that backbone to, if you're gonna spout some bullshit, at least have some evidence to back up the bullshit. Because I give a lot of advice on a lot of things, and some of that it happens to be things that I've never experienced before. But because I have maybe not necessarily experienced it myself, but I've observed people who have experienced it, how they would go about it, how what they did impacted what they did. Because it's kind of like backseat gaming, if you will, on someone else's experience. So like they made their mistakes, but different and whatnot. And then I could kind of simulate how I would have done it and see what consequence that would have gone. So now I have two different pathways that I could use as evidence, right?
Yeah.
Obviously theoretical and philosophical because I haven't experienced it myself. But if I like to think that any advice I've ever given, even if it's on a topic I've never experienced before, I'm very passionate about, and I back it up, and I'm very strong about it. I'm not going to say something that I know is incorrect inherently obviously.
Right.
But anything that I have ever said, if it was something that I don't have experience on, I was confident in saying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've at least secondhand experienced it enough.
Yeah. And I mean, especially since you and I have both experienced a lot of things that, like, a lot of very difficult trials and tribulation throughout our lives.
Yes.
Our lives. And, you know, and one thing that I know, like, at least from my personal experience, like, even with talking with you, like, you know, talking about grief, like, you know, everybody grieves differently, but there are certain things that, you know, you can instill into somebody that would help them out a lot. And I found that out, like, when I was talking to you. You remember when we were sitting in the mall parking lot for like 3 hours?
Yeah.
You know, sorry to make it dark, but whoops. But, you know, even just you explaining to me the way that you dealt with it and the way that you went through it, you know, that definitely helped me out a lot when I was dealing with it myself. And so that could honestly be applied to a lot of different people for a lot of different things. Like, you know, just explain to them, like, the way that you got through something. And even if that's not necessarily going to work for them, you know, that's still more than nothing. And that's still something that, you know, they can throw that idea out there. And if it doesn't work for them, then, you know, it doesn't work for them. But at least they have options. And I think that that's something that you were trying to explain.
Yes, options, having that options, and also whether you do take that option literally or you use that and apply it to other options.
Yeah, exactly.
Because life is all about different viewpoints and opinions and all sorts of things, and it's just information everywhere. Information. But you don't just go on Google, look for one thing, and then take that single thing
and run with it.
No, you look at other things. You look at other websites or articles on the same thing.
Yeah.
You look at things related to that thing. Right?
Yeah.
We've written papers before. We know how this works. Right?
Yeah.
We've written a couple essays in our time.
Yeah.
A couple guys like us, we've done that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, comparing and contrasting, excuse me.
Bless you.
Comparing and contrasting different ideas and different potential strategies for really anything. And I guess that just kind of comes with being open-minded to new ideas.
Yeah, for sure. I know it's hard to do for a lot of people, especially in the West, who are, you know, a more individualistic culture, right?
Yeah.
Rather than a collective culture, which is not bad. It's not a bad thing.
But it's not a great thing either.
No, it is a great thing.
Yeah.
Well, to, you know, fight for yourself, you know, your self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. That stuff is very important, you know?
Yeah.
That stuff is very important, but there's a reason why collectivism exists as well. To help each other, right? So I really don't like when one... have I said this in the podcast yet? I don't know, but I'll say it again. Fuck it. I don't like when there's only one culture or the other. It needs to be a healthy mix of both.
Yeah.
Right? Because I grew up in a collective society, or society, family, I guess, rather, right? In a collective environment. But I also grew up in America, which is also individualistic.
Right.
Right? So I was able to blend them and use them to make maybe more rational decisions, or look at life just differently, right?
Yeah.
So I was able to make that distinction. But if someone is deeply ingrained and instilled in this individualistic viewpoint in the West versus the collective viewpoint in the East, you know, it's hard to take one or the other, because then they just think the other one is stupid. Like, oh, why would you care so much about yourself? Or, well, I mean, other people are important, but they're not as important as you, you know. And those are fair. That's fair.
Right.
But the thing is, they're both important.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
They're both important in their own ways, and there are a lot of things that you can learn from either one. So, you know, I guess you are in a very interesting environment, because you were able to learn the best things from both of those ideas. And so, I mean, I guess there's there's a lot of ways that you can learn those specific ideas without having to have, like, say, lived in a more collective type family, or living in a place where a collective community is more prominent. You know, it's like it could be something like the way, like, your family dynamic. You know, the way that your family is built and constructed, and, you know, the way that we or they interact with each other. You know, that's something that could teach you a lot. My family is very, very close, and so I, you know, obviously I'm super grateful for that. But, like, you know, learning about not only the way that your actions affect the people around you, but also how you can help the people around you to make their lives easier and make their lives better in any way. I don't know how we got here.
I don't either.
But I mean, you know, it's just really cool to sit and think about, just as, you know, just while we're talking about this, because, like, you know, you and I grew up two entirely different ways, but also we share a lot of the same ideals. And we both look at life in a similar way. Which is cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we took two roundabout ways to end up in a similar place.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, even though we did grow up in two different ways, we were able to have what I would assume, in comparison, a more healthy outlook at life.
Yeah.
In comparison, in relativity, right? Because we care not just about ourselves, not just about the other people, but us and other people equally.
Yeah.
The trade blows, you know.
Right.
So that's just what I want to say about, you know, about kids these days. You know, or my button-up T-shirt and my dad hat. You know, kids these days. You know what I mean? I just want the younger generation, the next generation, to understand as much as they can. If they can get anything from me and from you, from this show, if they can take anything, you know, I really hope that they're able to, and I hope that I can help them when they're making the decisions, especially when they're in high school, middle school, elementary school, whatever. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares what I did in middle school.
Or elementary school.
I don't even know what I did.
I guess the only thing that's important about elementary school is that you and I met each other, and now here we are.
Exactly. Life happens, Zach.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Life works, you know?
Sometimes.
Listen, Zach. So, weird tangent, because this just happened now. So, I was telling you about gacha, right?
Yeah.
How it's basically just like a lottery, but it's not literally a lottery because you're not really making any money off of, I mean, I guess you can, but, you know,
yeah,
not directly, at least, right? So
right.
gacha is like a more of a Japanese anime type of not lingo, but, you know, just what they do. Gacha would be more referred to as in a Japanese space, anime space, right? Now there's a bot on Discord which implements a gacha, but for anime characters.
Oh.
So you roll for anime characters. It's called Mudai, and some of you may know, some of you may not. Basically, it instills fucking chaos, and friendships are broken. Economy is created, society is created, monopolies are created. It's nuts. It's so funny.
I think I've seen. Do you have it on your Discord?
I have it on my Discord.
Okay,
you might, I've had it for a couple weeks now, so you may have just seen it secondhand.
Yeah, I've just seen a bunch of chaos happening on your Discord server, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just not going to be a part of that.
By the way, the UChat Discord, that is my official Discord server for my community, UChat. You can go on my Twitter at Anuki, and you can find it in my bio, or discord.gg/ddcyn lowercase z uppercase h, I think. God, I used to nail that. That's why I'm trying to. Yeah, I'll you know what? It's all good. It's in the description.
It's in the description.
It's in the description.
Also,
if I remember to put it in the description, because I no longer have to really edit these. But
I will remember.
You will remember because you have to go through them.
Yep.
But no. Basically, what happened? Here's the main implementation, and this is a very weird tangent, but I just find it really funny. So basically, what happens is within every, I think, 3 hour cycles or 2 hours, I forget what it is. I'm still very new to it. Other people on my server know way more than I do, so I'm not going to answer. I cannot answer any questions really. Just go into my Discord and ask. But basically, what happens is at some sort of interval, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 hours, you get 10 rolls. So 10 shots, right, to roll for a random anime character.
Okay.
Just a random one, and the database is massive, as you can imagine. Just an anime character, and manga character, and light novel character, and hentai character. It's just everything. So you can imagine that getting one you want is pretty nuts. That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
And now you can see how, and because it's anime, and because it's not indigenous to one anime, it's indigenous to all anime. You could see where if you don't care about a particular character as much as another person cares about a particular character, and you get that character, you can see how you have a new card.
Yeah.
You have a chip.
Yep.
You have a you see what I'm getting. You see what I'm getting at. Yeah. Right. So that's where things get petty. And here's where it gets even more petty, because how the way it works is you do a command and then you roll and you get a random character. Right. And the way to obtain that character, like to put it into your harem or your whatever, just collect it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You react to it. You Discord react to it. Anybody can Discord react to it.
Oh,
you
no.
See, yeah.
Oh, no.
You see where chaos begins to instill, and friendships are broken, monopolies and economies are created. It's madness, and it's so funny, right? Now here's the point I'm trying to get, right? So basically, last night the bot went down, and we kind of knew this, but we didn't really, because when it goes down, it's like, okay, well, some commands work, some don't work, but you can still roll. I'm like, all right, cool. So someone rolls, and they get a character I want, but we can't react to it because it's broken. And I'm sitting there staring at this character, staring at me. It's Yuki Mikan, by the way. I'm staring at this character. She's staring back at me. I'm like, nobody can grab her for me, or I can't grab. I've lost it. I was so disheartened. I've never been so disheartened in my life, Zach. I'm serious. I'm dead serious, Zach. I was so distraught by this event, this unfortunate tragedy.
Did someone else get it?
No, because you couldn't claim, because it was broken. That was one of the things that was broken. You can react to it, but it wouldn't register. So I just sat there at a character that I really wanted, and I couldn't get it. Nobody could get it for me. Nobody could get it to steal it from me to use as a bargaining chip. It was just there, and I had to watch it fade into the night.
Oh my gosh!
But here's the thing I'm getting at, Zach. Here's the thing I'm getting at. Because life just happens and works in mysterious ways. She came back today while we were downstairs eating.
Oh, so that's why you were on your.
That's why I was on my phone.
Oh,
yeah. And I got her. Someone got it, and then they gave it to me, because we were all like, okay, you deserve this because this is bullshit. So they gave it to me. I'm like, oh, thank God. Or my friend grabbed her for me. Shout out to you, V. Bless your soul. So now I have her, Zach, and I'm happy.
Fuck yeah.
And that's basically what I'm trying to get at. Life happens.
Weird shit happens.
Mythical things happen, whether science is allowing it or not. Like I said, like in a couple episodes back, anything can happen.
Right.
What if magic just happens? What if just something that defies science and everything that we know, everything that we've created just happens?
Right.
Because why not? What's saying that it can't happen? We have so much science that says it can't happen, but what if just... I mean, the scientific term for something that's out of calculation is called a drift. So, like, for example... oh gosh, there was a good example that I heard in class. What was it? An example of drift is like how many... let's say how many... Okay, this will be a little morbid, but let's say how many animals get killed in a year. I'm not going to say how many. I don't know what that number is. Drift would... so a natural statistic would be like euthanations or that type of stuff, right? Or starvation or that type of stuff. Drift would be a squirrel just deciding to run through the road.
Yeah.
Because that's not part of calculation. He just ran through the road and then just got fucking obliterated,
Right.
That's what drift is. So something that's not necessarily in calculation, I mean, it could be, but it's just like a random thing, a wild card that ends up altering the calculation because of it, right? So that's basically, drift. Anything can happen. Magic, I don't know. Magic is just the thing I can think of where it's just be like, because why the fuck not? It could just happen, So that's why I say you never know what life is going to throw at you. You never know what kind of curveballs is going to fling at you. And, anything can happen. So keep living life and understand that, kids will be kids, but try and get the better of yourself because, who knows?
Yeah, and the hardest thing to explain to anybody is that, we only have a limited amount of time on this floating rock in space.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, sure.
And so, you got to make the most of it.
You do, Zach. You got to YOLO.
I was avoiding that.
I'm not. Because I stand by it so harshly. I don't care. Because I believe it. I believe in it so well.
Yeah, you do only live once.
You do only live once, and as much as it was a meme in 2010, shit, your camera died. But you know what I mean. Oh, my camera died too. Fuck. Okay. Anyways, after being brutally interrupted, what was I saying? YOLO, exactly. It's cringe. It's 2010 meme. I don't fucking care, Zach, because it's very important. It's like, you do only live once, and we don't. God, I'm not here to do some existential crisis talk.
Right.
I'm not here for that. I think it's fun to talk about every now and then, but I'm not. That's not what this show is. But basically, it's inevitable. Anything. A meteor that is off course just kind of just smash into Earth, and we're all done for. Because just why not?
Yeah.
We can have all sorts. I mean, I know we're implementing things to avoid that and stuff, right? But who's to say? What if it's the size of the fucking Jupiter? Is Jupiter big?
Yeah, Jupiter.
Yeah. What if? We're done for, Zach.
We're done skis.
And when you think about that, yes, it's sad, and then that's why people have like existential crisis and stuff like that. We're not, we're so small in this massive universe. Yeah, sure, I understand, but at the same time, what does it matter? Because they're doing aliens and other planets, whatever the fuck, they're doing their own thing. They can invade us, and they can invade us or whatever. We're doing our own thing right now, so let's just worry about what we're doing right now. Obviously, if you're like in that kind of field, like I don't know what that's called, like space defense or some shit like that, where you're developing those type of things to make sure they're doing those things for you. And if you want to get into that because you care about it, then you get into that. But if you aren't going to get into that, then don't care about it because they're doing it for you. That's the reason why they're doing it. So don't care about it. Care about what's happening right now. Care about what you're doing right now might affect your future, but like I've said all the time, time is relevant. Time is relevant. Time is relevant. There's no such thing as a past and the future, because the future is a second and we're in the now. Okay,
yeah.
The future is in 2 seconds. Now the future is here. Okay, but it's the present. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't care. I don't care. Time is relevant. That's why I wake up at like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I go to bed at like 4 a.m.
I wake up at like 5 a.m.
Get fucked. No, I'm just kidding. No, but everything is relevant.
Yeah.
So honestly, just don't care. Care so that you can have fun.
Yeah. Live
so that obviously you can get food on your plate and the roof over your head. Hope maybe transportation, but I mean some places, obviously it's more normal to get like a train or whatever that may be, public transportation stuff. But you know what I mean. You know what you need. You know what you need. You know what you need to live. Find that balance, find the ability to do that. When you do that and you stabilize that, then go nuts.
Yeah. And I mean,
I know we were just talking about the hobbies and stuff. I'm not going to go too far into it, but it really does tie into this whole YOLO thing, right?
Yeah.
This whole you only live once. You don't know if a fucking meteor the size of Jupiter and Mars combined is going to just punt Earth into the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, as long as you're putting food on the table and as long as you're able to sustain yourself and live, who's to say what you are able to do with whatever you have left, whatever money you have left. You can literally just do whatever the fuck you want. Hence the reason why we're sitting in this sauna of a room
I know it's getting really hot.
It's getting really hot. But, you know, we're sitting in the sauna of a room, and we decided that we wanted to start this really awesome project. And so we're just going to say fuck it and do it because we want to. And the only thing that can stop us is something that you and I can both change.
Exactly.
And so, you know, if there's something that you want to do and there's a feasible way for you to be able to do it, fuck it.
Just do it, Zach.
Just don't let your dreams.
Just do it. Your
Don't let your dreams.
Do your dreams. Your dreams. You do. What was? I don't even remember what it went. Just do it. Green screen. Just.
Why did Shia LaBeouf do that?
Because why not, Zach? You know, because you should just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Don't let your memes be memes.
Don't let your memes be dreams.
Don't let your dreams be memes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean. We laughed at it and we joked about it and it was on Vine and you know all the funny stuffs and right?
Yeah.
Right, you understood that? That was
yeah. No, I get you, but
you get me, right?
Yeah.
Just do it. Have fun.
Yeah.
Why did I spend so much money on this piano, Zach?
Because it's fucking cool.
Because it's cool and it's fun, and I was able to.
Yeah. You were able. You were able to make money and then go buy a piano toy, and you know now it makes you all happy on the inside.
Yes.
And you know, I literally bought a piano off of you because I wanted to do the exact same thing. And you're like, "Hey, buddy, take mine."
Hey, I have a piano.
I have the just lying around.
This is lying around. As one might have a digital piano with full weighted keys, graded hammer action, GH3, just lying and hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging out. You know, it's like if there's a feasible way for you to be able to do something that you've always wanted to do, then what's stopping you from doing it?
This is the thing, right? Now, I want to get back into school, so I'm going to wrap this up. Or not the show up, because I actually want to talk a little bit longer. I know we're going over time, but I do want to talk more about school because I think it's fun, even though we're melting right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I do want to talk more. Anyways, I'm going to finish this whole career-type bullshit. Why are you wearing socks, by the way? That's probably why you're fucking melting.
I don't know. I always wear socks.
You can take your socks off.
Yeah, but my feet smell like moldy ass cheeks. Not moldy ass cheeks. They just smell really bad.
Well, I'm not very comfortable in my BO.
But my socks have flying pigs on them.
They do have flying pigs on them. That they do.
That they do.
I can't say mine do, but I can't show my feet on camera because out of principle I can't.
Out of principle?
Out of principle I cannot share my feet.
Is that because you're gonna make an only feet? Anyways, high school.
No, okay, before we go back into high school, I just want to say, well, just do it. Fuck it. Have a time, Zach.
Have a time.
Have a time. One might say have a time, one might have a time.
Yes.
A couple guys like you, a couple guys like me.
Just get in a steamy room and have a time. That sounds really bad.
It's what we're doing, Zach.
That is what we're doing.
And we're having a time. So, school. Let's talk about classes.
Ooh, okay.
So, yeah, this is going to be a longer episode, I guess.
I guess so.
We won't go over too long, but we'll see how that goes. Classes were interesting because I had fuck all know what I wanted to do, because at the time I was doing Call of Duty editing, and I was like, I want to just do Call of Duty editing. I want to make a career off of Call of Duty editing. You know, that kind of weird, God. First of all, I'm going to break some hearts. As someone who's been doing this for 6 years, it's Call of Duty editing for 6 years. You can't do that.
No.
No, you can't do that. But that's not the point. You get into the video production industry.
Yeah.
That's the next route. Whether that be continuing to do YouTube, so like editing other videos, content videos, that type of stuff, or maybe still doing VFX stuff, but not necessarily strictly Call of Duty. You know, it's still possible, but to edit Call of Duty montages for a living is not a thing. I'm sorry. No matter how much money you think you're making right now, you can't do it. I'm sorry. So, I've been here for a while and all that type of bullshit. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't like talking about it. Well, I do, but It's boring. Nobody cares. I'd rather talk about anime. Anyways, so in high school, what was I getting at? I don't know. So
high school classes.
High school classes. So I didn't care about my class because frankly I was in this mindset of I want to do Call of Duty and stuff. So I got to a point where I started struggling in school and I almost wasn't able to graduate because I was almost failing my class. Not failing, but if I kept it up, I would have failed.
Yeah.
So I had to switch into overgear, and I mentioned this a lot. It was a weird time because I was getting into anime in high school. High school, freshman-ish, and then 8th grade-ish, middle school was kind of when I got into anime. So around that time, I was kind of, I was watching the shit ton of anime, and then suddenly I wasn't able to because I had to focus on school, and then unfortunately I wasn't able to watch a lot of anime that other people have watched, and now that's why people are like, oh, you've seen this anime that most people have seen? I'm like, no, I haven't. Or I haven't finished it because I had to drop it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But things happen. Life happens. Like we just established for like 30 minutes. Life happens.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I was kind of in the same boat where I almost didn't graduate. I literally had to make up like 5 or 6 classes.
Yeah.
Because I quite frankly did not give a shit for my first 2 years of high school, and then I had to make up for it.
Yeah,
so.
I think high school is hard, but it's not as hard as one might make it out to be. It's just the mindset that we're talking about of the high schoolers just not wanting to do it, you know?
Yeah.
If you did, I think you and I can both agree, if you sat down and just did everything averagely, you would just graduate.
Yeah.
It'd be pain in the ass and a lot of work, but that's just how high school is built. You do the work and you'll graduate. You don't have to excel. You don't have to be amazing. You don't even have to, you can even be a little bad. But as long as you're just subpar to average, you'll graduate high school. That's how it's built. That's the structure of it, right?
Yeah.
So, that's when, if you really start to fail, then obviously you did something wrong. But frankly, a lot of high schoolers were like that because we don't know that. We don't get the system. We don't want to do that. We just want to go home and play Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So another thing that's hard for high schoolers to establish, just do your high school. Listen, as college students,
do your homework.
It's not that hard. Listen, as college students, high school ain't shit.
High school ain't jack diddly shit.
No, dude. I went from. I even took college classes in Clark. I did running start. So basically, what that is I took college classes at the community college nearby, in tandem with my high school class. So I would take college classes in the community college in the morning, and then I'd come to the high school in the afternoon, and then it was kind of both. So I was able to get college credits. Blah blah blah. You guys know taking college classes while you're in high school, you get college credits. Believe it or not, yeah, that's how. Wow, crazy concept, eh? So, what was I getting at?
High school ain't shit.
High school ain't shit. Yeah, I went to university after I graduated high school.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah.
That was awful. Like, the bar went from, like, here to, like, way off screen right now to the ceiling. To the moon, Zach, one might say. To the moon.
Yeah.
That shit was so fucking difficult. University and college is very difficult. And whenever you see people saying, like, like, hey, you want to hang out? I'm like, oh, I can't. I'm busy with, like, university work. They're busy with university work. If you're going to tell them, come on, man, you can skip. No, they're a bad friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a bad friend. They don't understand.
Okay. Like, even the college stuff that I'm doing right now, like, the workload isn't really that bad, but I'm going into medicine.
Yeah. Well, it's different. Yeah, very different.
Medicine. That's like an entirely different beast, but like still I have to take the Common Core classes and those types of things, exactly. And that's just a fucking pain in the ass.
But what I'm just trying to say is that university, from high school to college or to university, I'm just saying university because I know in other places it's called
overseas land.
Yeah, in time travel land. Yeah, they call it something else. But yeah, from high school, I guess they call high school college, don't they? God, that's so fun. From grade 12. Do they call it grade 12? I hope so. Wait, do they go to grade 12? I know some go to like grade 11. Oh, shit. Whatever, grade 12 to university, basically. So the school before university to university. Everybody know it's fucking hard. It's the slope is it's like staircases. It's not even a gradual slope. It's a staircase, and the staircase is freaking massive. I don't know why I'm not. This is not an education system rant because I will make that an episode because I have so much to say about it.
And also, we are the uneducation.
We are the
station.
uneducation station. Here we don't promote educate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The education system is important, but I have a lot of thoughts about the way it operates.
Yeah, and also we are very uneducated because both of us dropped out of college, and I'm just now going back to college.
Hey man, I'm just taking a break.
A
break.
A break.
But no, even then, Zach, I like to. I already told this to you, Zach, when we had the work stories episode. If I hand someone a red drink, and I hand someone a green drink, and they tell me which one is which flavor, and they graduated college, I feel like I can probably go by without college.
That's fair. Yeah, and when you're talking to people,
they drove that day, Zach. They have a family and they have a job, and they can't. They're functioning in society, and they can't tell the difference between a red and a green drink. You see what I'm saying, Zach?
Yes.
At this point in time, I really think that I'm fine because I'm not the smartest person in the world. I've never said that. I'm not trying to make myself out to be. But but I understand the purpose of high school and the fact that high school is not necessarily about like this. I mean, it is a memory cramming game, but that's for the education system episode. But what it is, it's critical thinking. It teaches you critical thinking, right? It doesn't necessarily teach you like it tells you all sorts of these formulas and all these sorts of things that you think that you don't really need. And 9 out of 10 times you don't really need that exact formula, but it's the applications of which you might not use that exact formula, but you come across that same maybe story problem that happened. Yeah. You know, and obviously those are exaggerated, of course, like, oh, Bobby bought 50 billion watermelons, you know, like, well, who the fuck, Bobby, relax, you know.
Bobby, where'd all those watermelons come from?
You know what I mean? How did you fit that in your shopping cards, Bobby? What the fuck? But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about critical thinking. It's not necessarily about what formulas you use to get to that answer. It's about how it's about the fact that you were able to get to that answer using resources.
Yeah.
That's what high school is about.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, you know, we will definitely be able to get into this a lot more in a future episode because this is something that you and I have very strong opinions about and that like we could sit here and talk about all day, every day. We might have to have a couple drinks that episode, Zach. Oh God, yeah.
I have so much to say about the education system, Zach. I despise it.
Good job. You didn't use the H word.
Hate it.
Oh.
But I understand that it's important, but I hate the way it works. But that's besides the point. That's for another time, Zach. High school is about critical thinking.
Yes.
That's what it is. I don't like the fact that they do memory games for you to obtain that, but if you can go through high school and understand that it's not about you getting an A or an A+, it's about you understanding the mechanics of what you're doing. Oh man, I know a lot of people have raised differently, but as someone who came from an Asian household, you need that. A is very important, Zach. The stereotype, it's a stereotype for a reason because it's true.
Right.
If I got a B+, I'm getting talked to. I'm serious. They'll call me down. If I'm late for class, they'll call me down. If I'm missing an assignment, they will call me down. That's the way I lived. And I don't know if it obviously might not be to the extent as your family, for sure. Because that sounds like super fucking brutal. It was brutal and I hated it. But it's whatever. I don't care. Whatever. They raised me well anyways. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like a lot of high school and stuff is built around this idea that you need to get an A or a B. C, D, and obviously F is bad, but C and a D is like, bro, what the fuck, dude, you know?
But, you know, there is a saying that goes C's get degrees, and
C is average.
Yeah, C is average.
And C is you're doing good.
Yeah,
you're getting the concept for the most part,
and you're doing okay.
You're not a fucking genius, get fucked, but you know that's never what you made out to be.
Yeah,
you're not trying to prove that to me, you know. And I had this teacher, you might remember him, but he was a history teacher, and he was also the basketball coach. You may remember him? Yeah. He was very cool. He always the handshakes.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he was. Oh man. Because of him, my handshakes are fucking crispy.
Yes.
Let's shake.
My hands are so fucking clammy.
I heard a crack there.
my fingers pop.
But bro, basically, this teacher, shout out to him. He, the greeting was a handshake, and he was the one who taught me that a handshake tells a lot about a person. Like, you can tell if they're nervous. You can tell if their aptitude is high. You can tell if their self-confidence is high. Or even if it's low, you can tell that they are trying to look to impress, and that itself is a value itself. You know, like, hey, even though I may not be like this, I'm going to not necessarily put up a front, but I want this, I don't know, job. I want to look good in front of you. Let's get this shit going.
Yeah,
you get that. You know what I mean? Maybe even grab the elbow. Okay, we don't do that anymore. That's some old timey. Grab the elbow, yeah. High five, you know, or not high five, handshake, you know. But he taught me the handshakes. Handshakes are very important. Anyways.
Yeah, and
anyways,
you know, it's super crazy because that's something super simple, but also that can tell, like, if you're looking for it, that can tell you a lot about a person.
Very much so.
And that's just one of those things that as you get older and as you learn more and more, you know, you can become a lot more analytical of the world around you and understand it a lot more. And, you know, that's definitely something that is very valuable, and that's not really something that they teach very often.
That's not a teaching thing. That's a critical thinking thing. That's a human thing. That's a sixth sense thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But that's okay, but that's part of it. Thank you for thank you for bringing that together with my point. But my point was the teacher, he said that basically in my class, you're expected to get a C. Everything that I create in this class, everything in all my curriculum and stuff is based around you getting a C on my assignments. Which means if you get a B or an A, go ahead and celebrate.
Yeah.
Because that means you're doing well. Because C is average. And that's what I expect out of you. Right?
Right.
And for me, I was like, oh, fuck. Because you know what happened? I brought home a C, and my parents were like, what is this? And I'm trying to explain to them, no, but you see the way he does his assignments in his curriculum, it's really, really grounded on the fact that you're going to get a C or a D. But if you really crank your ass out, you might get a B or an A. And I really did try and crank my ass out because it was a history class, and I like history.
Yeah.
History's fun. I really enjoy history. So it's not like I hated the class, you know?
Yeah.
But I really did try, but I would get a C or a B at most. They're like, why aren't you getting an A, Arthur? You piece of fucking shit failure.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Why are you in this family? Leave. Go take your Nintendo DS and get out of here. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But that, I thought, ever since that day I had, or that year, that semester, whatever it was, that I had his class, I always thought about it. I think that's when I first thought about it. I was like, why do I need this A or a B? Because obviously that's like, you know, it's good to get, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
But why is everything so centered around you getting an A or a B? It should be you're starting around a C. And then if you do well, then you deserve the B or an A.
Right.
Right? A C should not be looked frowned upon. C should mean good shit. You're average. And that's fine.
You're getting some of your work done.
You're not special.
Yeah.
I tell you this all the time, Zach. You're not special.
Right.
Get absolutely fucked.
Get fucked.
Get destroyed, Zach. You're not special. But I'm not either.
Yeah.
You know, nobody is. In that, I mean, you know, you have your talents and your quirks and your stuff, and that's what makes you unique. But in the grand scheme of things, you aren't special. You're like everybody else if you do the work normally.
Right.
If you go above and beyond, then you deserve to be celebrated.
Right.
That's how I think that it should work. I think a C, and I know some families do this already. I mean, yours, I'm not sure if yours do. I know most, especially here in the West, are totally fine with their child getting a C.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it was a lot. I mean, especially later on in my education, it was just like, just pass, please.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I understand, but I know there are still a lot of families that are like A B or A B, whether they're Asian, whether they're Asian or not.
Yeah.
A B. That's what I've just grown the understanding to be. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. Nobody's ever told me, but that's just an understanding I've obtained. So, average.
Yeah.
Be average, and that's fine, because we're all average. Then excel on the things you want to excel.
Yeah.
If you care that much, and you're passionate about it,
right,
then you deserve to be rewarded for such.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just get a C and don't don't complain about it. Parents watching, don't complain about it. They're trying. If they're not trying, then they would have gotten an F.
Yeah.
Or a D. Or even, I mean, if you're average and you get a D, that means you missed some fucking bullshit. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But if they got an F, then you gotta talk with them. If they got a D, it's a lot of D's, then that's an issue, of course. But if they're averaging C's, the occasional D, the occasional B, the occasional A,
right.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, my report cards in high school were very reflective of the fact that there were certain classes that I was not very passionate about.
Yeah, exactly.
And
why do you have to be passionate about geology?
Right. Or like, just stupid
fitness.
Fitness.
To be fair, I got an A on all my fitness because I enjoyed fitness.
Yeah, I never took a fitness class.
You didn't?
No.
That's mandatory. It wasn't?
No, because I switched my schedule around my freshman year. I didn't end up having any gym classes or anything.
But you didn't take any like fitness class at all in high school?
No, I just
took. What about health classes?
I took health classes.
Yeah, I know you have to take health. I thought you had to take half a credit of fitness.
No.
All right. Well, anyways, I still took them anyways because I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly. And you enjoyed it, and your grade reflected that. And
exactly.
So, when you look at like my report cards from high school, it would be like A, B, C, B, F, or like A, B, C, B, D. Like, and the C and the D would be the classes that I didn't really care about, and then the A's and the B's would be classes that I actually gave a shit about.
Yes.
And like obviously, I took a college level music theory class when I was in high school. That shit was so hard.
Yeah.
Like, and then I took a college level music theory class in college, and it was still really hard. But it was stuff that I was willing to put the work in to try to get good grades and learn as much as I could, and I'm glad that I did, and it's not necessarily about the letter grades. It's just what you take out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
that's what I think it is.
Yeah,
like I said, it's college or high school isn't about what you learned. It's about how you use it and apply it to the real world.
Right.
That's what I think it is. So,
yeah.
Anyways, we need to turn on the fucking AC.
Yeah, we need to turn on the fucking AC.
But we've been talking for a long time. I love talking about like school and stuff. It's fun, especially since there's a lot of things that we still can talk about. But yeah, education system episode.
Yeah. So, anywho, if you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed listening to us talk about high school and all of that fun stuff, leave a like, leave a comment, let us know what you guys want to hear us talk about. We have a coffee link down below.
Buy us some coffee.
Buy us some coffee.
Or two.
Or
5.
No.
Maybe 10.
If you guys want to pitch in $1, it's completely optional, and you can show your support by I don't know, like the video.
It's down there if you'd like to. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have? Well, I guess you should ask me.
Do you have anything?
No. Bye.
Bye.